This week's episode of the Dexter Knows podcast is brought to you by I don't have an overdraft anymore. You're all very welcome to another episode of the Dexter Knows podcast with me, Mickey Barnett, aka Dexter, aka Soul at the Waterfront, aka Sorry with the Roof, aka Glad It Didn't Rain, aka Best Comedian in the fucking world, and Connor Keys.
Well, that was a great advert. Thank you
What
very much.
a weekend I've had, Connor.
Jesus.
Now. Jesus. Right off the top, just want to
Tell
say,
us.
for everybody who came to the Waterfront, you made an Iron Man very happy. Fucking splendid gig. Mm-hmm. Fantastic crowd.
I'm hearing excellent reports.
Wonderful material.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirt looked lovely.
Right.
I got my swell on.
A few
Didn't
people
look
said
too fat.
the nips were looking good.
My nips were looking. I had to mention the nips right at the start. They were poking clear out of the T-shirt, and it was. I don't know if it was fear. Weirdly, my nips were massive. My willy was tiny. That's what I noticed right before I went on.
That's basically stage fright.
I had to have a sit
in a
down
nutshell.
tea.
Yeah.
Testicles are in my throat. Mm-hmm. People were like, "Fuck, has Adam Doppels got big?" No, just I'd swallowed my bollocks the wrong way around. Yeah, fucking fantastic night. Thanks very much for everybody come out. I got very, very drunk after it.
Excellent.
Very, very drunk on Sunday after it.
Excellent.
Still feeling it.
Excellent.
And
Don't say you're hungover because
no, I'm not hungover.
No.
Went and bought a big TV the other day.
What size TV did you buy?
I bought a 65-inch TV, Connor, right? And I didn't mean it didn't look that big in the shop with all the other TVs. But when I got back to my house and looked at my wee 32-inch TV that takes up the wall, I thought, fuck. I fucked it. I don't even think the TV stand I have is going to
hold it.
Aye, the wall won't hold it.
You won't get it into the fucking room.
It'll pull the wall off the wall if I try to put the fucking thing up. If anybody has a van, I haven't got it.
Oh, that's right. You
delivered
didn't even get it. Oh.
Well, I imagine me trying to put a 65-inch TV in the back of a fucking
Audi
Audi,
TT.
driving like a
Even with the roof rack, you couldn't take it.
fucking.
It wouldn't fit. It'd be too big.
Aye.
Holy fuck.
Silly boy. I haven't even got paid yet. When I said I'm not in an overdraft, that's actually not true. Because I'm in the overdraft now because I bought that fucking TV.
So
Can't wait to play Call of Duty and get PTSD on it.
spontaneous purchases is your forte.
Wasn't even spontaneous, to be honest with you. I was fully like...
We had looked.
Because we
went
had
together
a
and
look for
went
TVs,
looked, yeah.
And we decided on one.
Uh-huh.
And that was the one I should have got.
Yes.
Because it was fitted.
Reasonable and would have lasted you for quite a number of
Yeah, yeah.
years. Upgrade sort of thing, yeah.
And instead I just went, nah, fuck it.
Nah.
Let's get a Playboy TV.
Yes. That's
Fuckboy TV.
pixelate like fuck and
Yeah.
you're not going to see anything clearly because your eyes are going to be all whoop-de-doo.
I'm going to have to sit in the fucking kitchen sink to watch
You're going
it.
to sit in your next door neighbour's house to see it fucking.
Sorry, Igor. It's fine. Thank you for letting me watch television also. I cannot wait for Formula One. We will feel like we drive very fast in real life.
He's in the pit stop with a flag.
These boys are getting a wild battle in Ukraine. It's nice to watch television. I can see my family on news. It is my house there and here and over here.
But at least it's an HD.
It's not even. It's a big grey one with the back on it. No, it's not. It's 4K, boy.
It's 4K, boy.
I don't even
That's
need
just
the
the cost.
1K.
That's how much it costs.
How much it weighs. That was ridiculous.
You are a fucking Aegis.
But
Oh, man.
I'm going, fuck, I'm going to do that all TV. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to get my PlayStation 4
Uh-huh.
and my old TV,
Right.
put that in the bedroom,
Yes.
and then when she goes, I want to watch Married at First Sight, and be all, fuck off in there then.
I thought you were going to do, okay, Fed, I'll go in and play the PlayStation 4. No. Get you the fuck in there.
Into your room. Get in there. I'd be in the living room playing Call of Duty wearing war paint.
Oh, it's just a vision of her calling you daddy, but then I was wrong. That's wrong. Yeah.
I was, and that's going to be the height of the fucking stupid purchases this time around. I'm going to save money this time.
Because the last time, I mean, in fairness, if you were to talk about the spectrum of stupid purchases, you know, you have done very well this year.
It hasn't been a bad year.
When you went from Audi TT to a 65-inch TV, that's not bad.
That's, do you know what I mean?
You know,
We don't have psoriasis anymore.
it could have went the other way.
It's all coming together. This time last year, I was driving Nissan Duke, couldn't walk on a shitey 180 BHP, or I don't know, BPM. What's the TV? Hertz, HHs? A shite TV, black and white. Had to put money on the side of it. Now look at me. Wearing a jacket indoors. You can't afford to hate the place anymore.
You just want to hide the nips.
Thank fuck the heat off the TVs. I'll not have to put any gas in.
Oh, I can't wait to go up.
Man, I
haven't been to cinema in a long time.
Hello, I'm going to have to buy some speakers for it too.
Oh, fucking hell, right.
It was either that or more martial arts weapons. It's more responsible than swords.
It is, in fairness, yeah. Less dangerous.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know, actually.
Aye.
Which is more dangerous, the TV or
Depends.
swords?
If you fucking hit somebody on TV, you had to be a tight man to lift it. I don't know why I did that. I was hungover and I went. That's why I did it.
But you know what
Most
I love?
people impulse buy like bubblegum or a protein bar. Not this fucker.
not only do you impulse buy, but you also impulse on the delivery end of things, because most people would have that then delivered to their house because of the size of it, and it's massive. What have you done?
I'm getting delivered to my ma's house.
Right, and then getting from your ma's
house. I have to
house?
find out a way to get it from my ma's house to my house.
In your Audi TT.
Aye. I'll just put it in my knee, be alright. Put that on. I'll get Igor to help me.
Just tie him and the TV to the roof.
Thank you for letting me drive around in Audi TT. In my country, we don't have these. We don't have anything anymore. That's terrible. It's now Ukraine. But so that's. But do you know what, Connor? It was a big week.
It was a big week.
And because I was saying to you, we recorded the podcast last Monday, and on Monday afternoon I went, I don't have a closer for this show.
That's right.
So they did a preview Monday night. I went, fuck, I've about 6 closers. Did another preview Tuesday night in Brickwork and Derry. I thought, do you know what? There's about 7 or 8 closers there. Wrote new stuff, wrote a new bit, didn't even do it. Wednesday night took the night off. Sat in the house.
Good for you.
Thursday night I had a corporate.
Right.
Nearly punched the organiser of the corporate. Friday night, got to the Waterfront. Showed off. Got blacked.
Full show business.
Full show business. Saturday, went to the gig in Cookstown.
There's no business.
There's nothing like doing the best gig in your life and the worst gig in your life in the same 24-hour period. No feeling like it.
Was it bad, was it?
Connor, I've been doing this almost 15 years. I can safely tell you right now, from the bottom of my heart, without a shadow of a doubt, without question, without comparison, without equal, that was the worst fucking gig I've ever done in my entire life.
Fuck off.
Like, no, ever.
And we've done some
And
rough
we've
ones
done
even
some
just
fucking
ourselves. Like,
awful
and
gigs.
never mind you by yourself.
It's been a very long time since I walked out on stage and nobody even looked up. I walked out and some fella went, nobody was listening. Apparently, and by the way, the bar, lovely bar, great organisers, all that, blah, 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 right? But I got into the room. There's booths everywhere, and the audience were watching it on screens. Right? So I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Some girl came up to me and was like, you're a comedian, what's your name? And I went, Mickey. She went, Mickey Bartlett. She goes, what are you doing here? And there's literally a gig on. And I was like, what do you think? I think I drove the whole way from Lurgan to Cookstown for a quiet pint. I'm doing a gig. And she's like, right. Can you give me a lift home? No. Right? Sort of fuck. She was from Lurgan too, apparently.
Right, okay.
I mean, I would have, but... So then, I went round the back. We're sitting in the office of the bar.
Yeah.
Just like 4 pints of water sitting on the table.
Who was on?
Thanks very much. Me, Diona Doherty, Sean Haggerty, and Justin Freeburn.
Right, okay.
So, sitting fucking chilling, and I'm just like, fuck, what am I doing? The fuck? And not out of like, I'm too good for this gig. It was just one of those ones where I was going, I've just done the biggest show of my life.
How do you...
Take a night off, like, just fucking, don't be such a greedy whore.
It's not even that. It's just sometimes I look at you and go, who's in charge of your calendar? Do you... Do you not look at... Do you just go to a date and go, I must check what's on the night before? Maybe no.
No, I just go, I'm free, I'll do that. Much is it? Cash? Fucking right.
No, if I was putting into my calendar the Waterfront Hall, it would be for 3 days.
No, it's still...
As in nothing else is happening after that, because that would be fucking so huge. How did you end up booking in Cookstown?
I'm just a greedy cunt, like... It wasn't... No, it was...
And I assume then in this scenario, was it a bar that was dedicated to comedy, or was it? No. Oh no, they are the fucking worst.
Again,
so half the bar aren't even there to hear comedy.
Again, new rule: don't do a gig in a bar with people drinking.
No.
Right. So there was, I would say, apparently they sold 130 tickets. Right. And I would say there were 12 people could see you. Right. 12 people could physically see you. They all knew each other. Do you remember a while ago when I used to make that joke about how Ballymena is the worst town in Northern Ireland? I take it back. Ballymena, you're all right. You're a good motherfucker, you Ballymena. Cookstown, suck my asshole. Rim me dirty. I mean me dirty, not you.
Stick your sausages up your. No, don't.
We've the widest
no.
street in fucking Europe. You've the fucking dumbest guys. I walked out, and nobody was listening. Did a joke, nobody laughed, and then I thought I thought to myself, well, it's bound to be funny if I go. I fucking got a standing ovation in front of 1,800 people in the Waterfront Hall last night. It's funny how your career peaks and troughs, right? They didn't get it. They all just looked at me like, "What do you think you're class, do you?" One owl fella who he wasn't even watching the gig. He just turned up and sat in an empty seat just to heckle. But his heckles were so shite. I was like, I can't even do anything with that. He was like, you shouldn't have been like, you shouldn't have let you in the Waterfront Hall. I was just like, I don't know what to say that. It was a plastic mic stand with a wee clip.
Oh, get the fuck.
At one point, I can't remember what it was I said. Everybody went, like I was serious.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
And there was a crowd of fellas that were doing, I think it's like, they were like, there's no like National Lampoon, no, there's a Cookstown version of that.
What, toga parties, no?
No, like, there's no the wee fake magazine thing, so that these lads want to do like a wee daft interview or something.
Oh, right.
And it's been a while, Connor. It's been a long, long time since I got off stage and just left. Didn't even say cheerio to Sean or anybody, I just fucking left. And
how did the rest of them get on, Sean? And
that's the word everybody else did alright. Everybody else had agreed. Donald Hardy fucking crushed it. Sean was killing it. I was like, this might be alright. Incorrect. Like, I think at one point 30 people came in right before my set. They just let them in drinking. And it was fucking woeful. I'm pretty sure my ex-girlfriend's daughter was in the audience as well. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, long story.
Okay.
Tell you about it after. It was bananas, man.
It's deadly.
Just watching people like, I don't get that at all, boy. I don't get it. You shouldn't have been lying that jokes. I can't fucking bath.
When does the comedy start?
That was a heckler I got in the Waterfront.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I was doing my Donald Trump impression.
Right.
And Sony went, do an impression of a comedian. And I went like this. And then I went, here's an impression of a comedian riding your ma. And I should have went, but it was only when I got home and went, here's an impression of a comedian riding your ma. I should have went, boys, can I go next? And I woke up at about fucking 2:30 on Saturday morning going, fuck.
Oh, there's nothing worse than you think, oh.
But,
or there's nothing, probably, even, at least you're in your bed when that happens, there's nothing worse when the moment has passed.
Aye.
And it comes to you on stage. And you're like, oh, if I had have said that.
And you're just talking, thinking about a gig from 6 weeks ago. This is the way my week went for gigs. Class, lethal, night off, shite, brilliant, kill myself.
Oh, the corporate as well. It was in between.
Was
Again, how did you not see your calendar?
Oh no, I saw the calendar. I just saw how much they were paying me. Tell you what, it was enough for a TV plus change. Do you know what I'm saying?
The definition of a her. That's what you are.
No, it's one of those things that, and I can't remember who it was told me about this, but somebody was always telling me if there's a thing, if you have had a really, really stinking gig, take the money and just spend it on something class.
Right.
Just immediately go, fucking,
yeah.
There's a treat. So I did a corporate on Thursday night in the Crown Plaza. And I don't want to sound like I'm bitching too much now, right?
You wouldn't bitch me.
Wouldn't bitch. Can't remember who it was for. Culties, lorry drivers, diggers, quarrymen, right?
My kind of people.
Your kind of people. Our kind of people. Working men.
Working men.
Ordinary working class people.
Uh-huh.
Good strong men that like tea with no milk in it. Leave the bag in. Dervla. And she'll go, oh, he's here. So
Take that buttermilk with you.
yeah, exactly. Men that eat spuds and mince with their hands. I don't need a fork. Fuck that there. Sure, you're better off playing in the muck. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, do you remember I had done a corporate in about September time, maybe before I went to Australia, early October maybe, late September. When did the Queen die?
Don't know. You are a bit of a corporate hero. There's that many of them. I don't know which one.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm a corporate hero. I would just say I'm sought after.
You're a corporate sex
I'm
worker.
a fucking corporate hero. But so I did the corporate the week the Queen died, right?
Uh-huh.
Tim McGarry was the host of this corporate.
Oh yes, I remember that.
When I had to follow Best Van.
Yes, the
Do you
Best
remember?
Van.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
So the night of the Best Van gig, Tim brought me on. There's about 600 people in this room. It's all tables. People are milling about. And you know yourself as a comedian, you go, this is how I'm getting to the stage. I need to know how to fucking
I like to see
Warren
that,
bobbing and weaving, how I'm getting on.
Yeah.
So Tim calls my name. I start bobbing and weaving to get to the stage. As I'm approaching the stage, the organizer of the corporate, who's an events manager, grabbed me and was like, wait, you're going on too early, right? So there's 600 people look to see me approach the stage, and then I'm just standing there like that with somebody holding on to me, right?
Had Tim McGarry just called your
Tim
name?
McGarry called my name, right?
So why was it too early for you to go on?
I found out on Thursday, right? So Best Van died my hole, right? Absolutely died on my arse, right? Did exactly what I was supposed to do. Don't be swearing, no bad talk, right? So gets to Thursday night. I arrive at the venue at 9:30. Okay, the girl who booked me. Shout out to the girl who booked me. I'll not use any names just in case.
Yes,
right?
of course, yeah.
Lovely girl, right? Big fan of her. Must say, big fan of her work, right? She goes, Mick, somebody smoked in the toilet, so we had to evacuate the entire hotel. We haven't started the awards yet. They're only doing dessert, right?
At 9:30.
At 9:30. Now, I had went in next and bought myself a wee shirt because I couldn't find my fucking shirt for my suit. I didn't realize I bought a slim fit shirt, Connor, right? So this fucking thing, I was like a corset, right? Thank fuck I had a waistcoat on, or it was just butterflying, right? Couldn't fucking breathe or anything. I was like, fucking. By the way, 16.5-inch neck, I am not.
Would you be 17.5?
I reckon I'm probably. Oh, how big's that TV again? I swear to fuck, you couldn't put this fucking shirt around a baby's wrist, right? And I'm there. Do you know whenever you get a shirt that's too small, you try and do the tie up, but even the tie won't keep it in. It's just going, right? So I get into the corporate, and girl was somebody smoking in the toilet. I was like, right, what do you want me to do about that? And she went, get stuck into them. Absolutely.
Right,
Go
okay.
nuts, right?
Yeah.
So that's grand. We're sitting. Adrian Logan, big fan of Logan.
Oh, geez,
do you want a bet?
Oh, right? Logan,
So he's hosting it, right?
Oh, fuck, right.
Now, it's not as big as that. It's only 500 people this time around.
But it is the creme de la creme of the NI
right?
scene, yeah.
What do you hear now, right?
Logie and Bartlett
It's a
together.
bigger, wider stage this time.
Right.
Sort of nicer layout of the room. Looking at the room, going, right, okay. So you get to the stage. It's a longer walk from where I'm at the back of the room this time. Last time was the side of the room. This time at the back of the room. Going, it's a longer walk. Figure out my walk to the thing. Every time there was Logie was reading out an award, you would have to like stop and go, can you all be quiet? Adrian Logan going full teacher. If you aren't quiet now, we'll not be able to get through this. The sooner you shut up, the sooner we can get through this. Do you want to bet? Right? So he's going full teacher, right? And I'm like fucking stressing out. And all I'm thinking is, I have the Waterfront tomorrow night. I need to fucking get my head in the game here, right? I need to fucking. And part of my brain's going, if this is shit, I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Another part of my brain's going, if this is shit, I'm going to enjoy the morning all the more, right? So I'm all confused. And all last week I was in the fucking zone, right? If you listen to last week's podcast, I wasn't very funny. All I could think about was Friday night, right? So I was just fucking...
But once you got Monday over, you were fine because you were texting me on Tuesday going,
Monday,
I'm
Tuesday,
fucking started,
we're laughing like,
I've got my closure,
But-
I was, yeah.
So Thursday night, we're running late. I'm like, I had this whole plan, like I want to get an early night, get up and get a workout done. I have to be up in Belfast for a fucking certain time. I was doing Shane Todd's podcast a whole fucking day, right? So... Logie's giving the fucking... Now, if you don't quiet down now, we're not... At one point, he didn't even tell them off. He just went... like he was about to go, it's your own time you're wasting. Do you know what I mean? The bell's for me, not for you, right? So, I have all this stuff's going on. Fucking, they have smoke in the toilet. This is running late. This doesn't fucking fit. Can't breathe. This is killing me. My back's sore. This is so tight, right? Trying to find a way to get the stage. So the girl organising it, the overall in charge one,
The events coordinator.
Yeah. Goes to me, now Mickey, listen, the last time you were here, you tried to go up too early, so wait until the song plays before you go up. And I says, insert name, no harm to you. These people are steaming. They're not even listening to their own awards. I need to get onto that stage as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've lost them.
Yeah.
It's just gone, right? And she goes, trust me, Mickey, they'll love listening to the song. And I went, then why am I here? Because if they like listening to the song,
Yeah.
play the fucking song and I
Play
can go
the
home.
song,
Right?
yeah.
At one point, I did offer to go home
Right.
because they were running so far behind. I was like, I don't care if I don't fucking...
I would have. I probably would have.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't care if... I, like,
that's fucking...
So, the other girl, the sound one, goes to me, oh, no, you'll be all right, sure, just make fun of people on the way up. And I went, the fuck are you talking about? She went, just slag people off on the way up the stage. And I'm like, you go and do that. Go you. Go over, pick one.
Slag
Pick a randomer and slag him off in front of a table of people when nobody's looking. Go ahead, right?
On the way up to...
On the way up to the stage,
So
right?
his joke had to be really, really quick and fucking hard hitting.
So then the head organizer goes, Mickey, trust me, they love listening to the music. I went, they're not listening to fucking the award. She goes, I've been doing
Not
this.
listening to Logie.
She goes, I've been doing this a long time. I know what I'm talking about. And I went, how long have you been doing stand up? Right. Then they started playing alternative Ulster, which is my walk on music, right? And she grabbed my arm again, and I had to go the fuck off me. Got on stage, and instead of fucking the polite corporate version they wanted me to do, I went, I'm going to have to crush this gig.
Yeah.
So I started, yeah, what's up, motherfuckers? And I wasn't dirty, but I swore loads. And I looked in the back of the room, and I watched the woman who grabbed my arm and told me the song was more important than the set, being like, while people laughed.
Deadly.
So then I'm standing ready to leave, like, listen, thanks very much for it. And I was going, I'm sorry I swore and all that sort of stuff. And the sound one who was organised was like, that's kind of my fault. I should have told you to get stuck into them. And as she's sort of being like, it wasn't the best to be that sweary, one of the fucking, like, company owners was walking over and goes, that was fucking hilarious, thank you very much. And I was like, yeah, in your face. And I guarantee you I'm not getting paid for it now. I guarantee you.
Oh, you be fucking... Did you work?
I did work now.
Well, you're fucking
I
getting
did my
paid for it.
time and I did everything I was supposed to do. But
Your events coordinator is not your critic.
and there's so many times in fucking comedy, and I bitch about it all the fucking time, and I'm sorry if you're listening to this or watching this and you're bored of us talking about stand-up, but there's so many people that hire a comedian or think they're in charge of a comedian or produce TV shows where you go, how in the name of fuck are you in charge of this?
Yeah.
And how you somehow in charge of me? Do you know, like, so...
Yeah. And I think, is it because they think they're getting like a Conal Gallon type thing for like a...
Aye, but
like
it's
a
like
boy who wanders about and comes up with real old dad jokes and slag. Is that what they're thinking they're getting?
It's
or
the kind of
something?
thing where you go get a magician or get a
Yeah.
band or get a fire
Get a
dancer
band or something, yeah,
Don't
fuck that.
be getting a comedian on and
Do
then
a
going,
fucking quiz. If you've got
Aye.
a group of people who work together, do something collective that can work together on and do fucking
on
bit
top
of crack
of
with it.
that, they've seen me do stand up,
Yeah, that's what
so
I
it's
don't
also
understand.
like it's not like you just saw me do stand up and go, can you do right? We'll love you, but do something completely different. Do you know what I mean?
It'll not be long until they're going, right, we want to book Mickey Bartlett, but here's the tracks we want.
Aye.
So we want his bit about this, we want his bit
Yeah.
about... You know, they'll be
That-
selecting things
even
out like a
that, I'm
fucking...
like, fair enough, do
like
that.
a greatest hits thing.
Do you know what I mean? But it gets so. It just got very infuriating.
I
know what I mean?
don't know how you would...
Uh,
But the TV would pacify that, would it?
TV pacifiers, absolutely.
That's all right.
But it was the kind of thing where it was like,
Make sure you get fucking paid
I remember
for it.
thinking though, imagine I had grabbed that woman's arm
Oh, absolutely.
and held her, fucking, don't you move.
Don't move till that song's
Do you know what I
over.
mean? There'd be a hashtag like,
And they played fucking Stuff Little Fingers.
yeah.
So they loved that. How much did the audience love it?
Man, they weren't even looking up. By the time I got to the stage, I could hear myself walk up the steps.
Fucking hell. Events,
you know what I mean?
Events coordinators, there you are. Not a fuck.
But
They
I
know
was
how
like-
to make a room look good,
Look fantastic.
but they don't know how to create an atmosphere and they don't know how to run a show.
Absolutely not. Do you know what I mean? So it was, and I hope that doesn't sound like I'm slagging anybody off. And I know there's some of the people listening to the podcast, and I'm definitely not getting paid. But I'm rich now. I don't give a fuck.
Like, you worked. I'll fucking go
Do you know
and
what I
get
mean?
a fee.
It was just a.
Can I get 10% commission
and
of collective?
but especially because you're literally about to go on. So even like normal me
Yeah.
would be like, fair enough. That if that's what you want me to do, I'll do that. But I'm literally about to go on stage, so comedian me's taking over.
Yeah.
And it's like, do yourself. You're wired up. So if anybody
You're
heckles
in
you,
there,
fuck
oh,
you,
aye.
like,
You're
and
on
all of
the
a sudden
edge, like,
somebody's
yeah.
grabbing you, and you're like, fuck am I going to do here?
But it's not only that. It's just that instead of having the respect of going, oh, fuck, we have held this man's time up so much already.
That's another thing. Is it's 2 hours late. Like,
Yeah. And so they didn't give a fuck about that.
Aye.
Because you're their slave. They're corporate her. That's what you are.
Yeah. I'm telling you now, after that, my corporate fee's going through the roof. We'll need 2 TVs.
Just like the Waterfront Hall. Fucking straight through
What
the
roof?
Hey. People in Cookstown would disagree. But
You can mow that town to the ground. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't miss it. Keep the sausage factory,
keep the sausages.
which is also a great name for a gay bar. Aye, that was what a week.
What a week.
I also did a fucking corporate thing on Tuesday night
Right.
for Boost Energy. Boost
Right.
Energy Drinks had a like a corporate thing in Victoria Square for students,
Right.
and Paddy Raff was closing, Aaron Butler opened, and I was on the middle, and nobody told me not to be dirty. So I went for it. 6 o'clock in the evening, we talk about bum sex and all.
And had to go down well. Not the bum sex,
It
but
wasn't that bad.
ah,
It's all right.
good.
Uh,
Is it? I don't know which one it is, but the child is complaining about missing one of them in Manchester. She can't get it over there, so it must be. Is Boost a local company? No.
I think
Is it a Boost or
I-
BPM? Which I don't know which one it is. Must be. I don't know
It
which
might be
one.
both of them.
Well, it might be both local. She can't get it over there, and she's fucking. It's amazing until you go away, the things you think you can get over there.
It's like Club Orange too. It was always
Club
when you
Orange.
go, fuck.
She cannot get her head around the fact there's no honky dories.
Oh, no banshee bones.
She never.
Space Raiders, you can get them in England.
Oh, they're KP.
That's happy days.
They're my boys. God, don't worry.
Going down next month.
So yes, no more corporates, Mike. Take away
I
holiday.
wouldn't say that. Daddy's got to keep them lights on. You know what I mean?
He's got to pay for the energy bill. That fucking TV.
Aye, I know it's great at F2 on the
F for fuck me. Look
Aye.
at that bill. Oh, lovely.
Not going to be able to hear the TV over the sound of the meter going. So that's like I've been up to fuck all apart from drink. I don't think I've been sober since the Waterfront.
Maybe.
Uh,
I was asked to judge an open mic night in Oma.
oh God, no.
I know. I owed a favour to a friend of mine. And,
That's if you just judge the entire night. I wouldn't put any of them on.
do you know what? Actually, I was genuinely well impressed.
Oh, did you do it? Did you do it?
I did. I judged it. Yeah, I went. It was
Just like that.
looking at him going, who do you think you are? I had to get up and sing myself because
Oh, an open mic music night.
music night.
Oh, right, okay. That's completely
Oh.
different to comedy.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
fuck,
wouldn't
no.
do that. No, I wouldn't do a comedy thing. I don't agree with them at all.
Aye.
No, there's a music thing. It was all music acts. So, so then they were like, "You're gonna have to sing because they're gonna wonder what the fuck's a comedian doing." judging
Aye.
it." So I got up and sang. But
What'd you sing?
Wicked Game, Chris Isaac.
You can't sing that.
You're right.
That requires a fucking...
You're absolutely bang
Did
on.
you do the full...
And Bring It On Home to Me, Sam Cooke. But
Interesting.
we do have the commitments, you see, so I know that one.
But
The other one I
Wicked
didn't
Game?
really know. Wicked Game was.
That's a
yeah,
tight song to sing. Like, that's a high-pitched...
It's tight. Not if you keep it low. If you stay.
I would
octave
obviously, but I
below.
mean...
But anyway, so the actual night was fucking. Yeah, it was great. There was a couple of great artists on. There was a couple of pros who were in.
Letting on to be open mics.
Well,
I only fuck about. Like,
they were doing a favour on them, but yeah, they were fucking one were outstanding. Like, but what was it? Hannah Sweeney. Go and check out Hannah Sweeney. She's only 16 or 17, and she's fucking amazing. She's writing her own music, and
I should say as well, I did a wee gig for Max Belfast, the homeless charity.
right, yeah,
Well, not homeless, youth
yeah,
housing thing. And Stephen Rafferty from Newcastle.
right,
Phenomenal.
okay.
Big shout out to Steve Boy.
Steve Rafferty, yeah. Hannah
Acoustic,
Sweeney.
gravelly,
Sexy
sexy stuff.
nice.
Very, very good. There's a wealth of local talent now.
Why a lot of talent.
Jesus.
Not over Mike Night. I was surprised the amount of original songs. One of the guys
Aye.
is well known locally, Jeremy Taggart. So if you ever get a chance to listen to Jeremy T, he's got singles on Spotify. That's what I mean.
Aye.
You're not an open mic competition if you get singles on Spotify.
Well,
but-
that was, who was I? I did a radio thing as well with a girl called Ro. Have you heard of Ro?
Oh, I love Row.
Unbelievable.
I'm listening to Row's
Absolutely
album at
unbelievable.
the moment, and it is fucking unreal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's class.
Check out Row, ROE. Yeah, go
Yeah.
and check it out.
Very, very good.
Excellent.
Because there was a gig with our good friend Ali McGibbon
Yes, I know.
and
I've
Ro,
seen
and
that.
who else was on it?
Was that in Port
Kieran
Rush or
Avery from
somewhere?
Port Rush. And I was like, if I'd have known
Same
that
as
was
that.
on and wasn't gigging, I'd have been straight up the road. Like,
As soon as the day came out of lockdown, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm out.
aye.
But yeah, going to see Fontaine's tonight right now in Derry, but by the time you listen to this, it'll be
It
over.
should be over now.
It'll be over.
Okay.
I think they're in Ulster Hall this week, but 2 nights this week. So.
Deadly.
But-
There's somebody I seen. The Frames are coming back. See that?
Oh, tickets are bought by.
You got tickets now?
Oh,
I'll look into that myself.
are we going?
Oh, I'll go. 100%.
I know you listen to Frames.
Fucking love the Frames. Saw them first in 05 auction.
Good man.
Before there's a Spotify, I had to buy a CD and all kind I got some of it online, whatever. I remember seeing the Frames one time in the Millennium Forum, and it wasn't sold out even at all, remotely even sold out.
Right.
And at one point, Glenn Hansard and one of the other guys came out in front of the speakers and did a wee acoustic set on the side of the stage.
Mighty.
And I recorded it on my old whatever fucking shitty phone I had, and I still have the phone, I just haven't got the charger.
Right, so it's on there.
And one I wanted to go, I couldn't even. It was that bad. I'm like, you can't even understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
But the melodies there, Connor, that's the most important part.
You caught the air of it.
Oh. I'll say this now. I'm nervous. I would love to try and just speaking about gigs. I'm flat out this week, and I would love to wrap up December at the end of this week, because I feel like the mad cons are starting. The Christmas amateur drinkers, are starting to come out. We did this for a story. So. Last night, Monday the 5th of December, because you're listening to this now, probably on the 7th or the 8th, or whatever year you're listening to it in.
Or whatever time you decide to
whatever
go
time you might have found a way to get the internet during the apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay. If you're listening to this from a different planet,
if you're connected via Starlink at this stage,
they'll
because
know what I'm talking
available.
about. Yeah. The force is with you. Right.
When Musk is taking over the planet.
Muskets. That's right. So Queen's Comedy Club last night, the wonderful Chris Kent headlined, right? Did one of the funniest jokes I ever heard in my life. Tell you about it off stage. Okay. You might have already heard it. Don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. And towards the end of his set, somebody heckled, right? Hey, fuck it, right? One of those ones. And Chris is like,
Sounds like one of them boys rings on the Nolan show.
Hey, fuck it, fuck it. I've something else telling you a wee second too. Fuck, I laughed. So Chris is like, oh, what's your name, boy? And the guy gave his full name, right? So Chris is like, that's odd. Give your full name. He's like, what do you do? He's like, I'm on dole. Chris is like, right. And it was like, why on the dole? And the guy starts trying to tell this story. I tried to jump a fucking Land Rover over a river one time, full of whiskey. I did it one time sober, but I did it full of whiskey one time. Now I'm on the dole. And you could see Chris is being like, right, we'll leave it there, right? So we hang around the green room for a wee while, having a wee bit of a chat. Leave about maybe midnight, and all the bouncers are standing outside having a powwow, okay, or a gathering, a chat, a scrum, if you will. Right?
They weren't baiting anybody at the time, were they?
No, they weren't baiting.
They weren't from Momo, were they?
They weren't from Momo. No, by the way, I need to see that video. So turns out, right, the fellow who gave his full name at the gig,
yes,
and his occupation,
right,
the dole,
yes,
right, went across the road to a different bar, got hammered, came out of that bar, pulled his pants down around his ankles, started fucking yanking the lad of himself. Now, I can't imagine it was a wreck, 'cause it was a very cold night. Right? So he's swinging his dick about the street, being a nutcase. A couple of students were like, mate, the fuck you at? The guy then pulls his pants up, tries to start a fight with one of the students.
Oh, fuck.
They ignore him, walk into their house. The bloke then walked over, kicked a brick off the wall, fucked it through the window of a flat, and then got in his car drunk with a couple of his mates and sped off into the night. And the bouncers were standing outside going, with his name, with his license, we'll know what he does. With no CCTV, it was Willie, but we've seen that too. And I'm like, that's what? December. That's amateur drinkers coming out now for Christmas time.
That's the level of stupidity you're at now.
Yeah.
Where,
That's
there's so many things that are all fucked up, and it's just gone. I'm happy we're finished this week in Daly's for my tour on Saturday, and that's me. Right. I have nothing booked in then till singing on the 29th of December.
I think I have something booked in. Something booked in on the 22nd in Dublin. It's me and Dave McSavage.
Right.
So that might be alright. But even that one, I'm like, I'm driving to Dublin, doing the gig, watching a bit, leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging around these amateur piss heads.
No.
I'll wait till Christmas Eve, I'll go out early with the old fella.
Oh,
civilised pub, shop, free mulled wine, pizza, arm wrestle, Robert present drunk.
Yes.
But I'm not hanging about these fucking... I had Black Eye Friday, not bad that night. Telling you get busted.
Roverton Friday, a friend of mine used to call it.
Roverton? What's that mean?
She used to run a cafe, and all the boys in the building said, you used to come in with the Rovertons, but because they were heading to the pub, they left them with her, so she used to have this collection of fucking...
Rover?
The biscuits, Rover, the fucking...
the lunchboxes?
They all went from the site straight to the pub, so she was left with this collection of fucking Rovertons.
I listened to Radio 4 on the way down here, Connor.
Oh, right? That's right, because you're cultured.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know why that's annoyed me.
Did you listen to Radio 4 or?
Do you know what it was? I was just flicking through my radio, right? Trying to, because I couldn't. Whatever I've done with my fucking phone, as soon as it connects to my car, it plays AC/DC TNT on repeat. And when I'm driving, I couldn't be fucked changing the song. So I just went, I'm just listening to the radio, right?
Okay, I know why I was doing that, but I'm going ahead.
Aye,
Right.
Probably. Why is it?
That.
How do you change
I would
that?
imagine that's AC/DC's the first song on your Apple
Aye,
Music or something.
but it's fucking on repeat. I don't know how to turn to repeat, but it doesn't matter.
Anyway, we'll talk
Anyway, so just listening to the radio, listen to the radio. Went on to Radio 4 Extra. Now, I'm sure you've heard the news, they're getting rid of Radio Foil.
Yes.
Right.
Well, a lot of jobs are going on Radio Foil, yeah.
So how BBC have gone, fuck Radio Foil, but we'll keep 4 Extra. Not even Radio 4, Radio 4 Extra, right? And I heard a voice in one of these radio plays, and I thought it was a comedian I know called Laura Lex, right? Sounded very like her. Okay. Wasn't her, but I thought, I'll listen to this wee bit, see if that is her, right? And it was, fuck's sake, Nev. We're joking.
Nev's monocle fell out there.
And it was one of these, like, I say, Mrs. Darcy, and it was some fucking thing. From what I can gather, it was set during World War II, right?
Right, okay.
And at one point, the words, now come. We can't be really suggesting sending these children back to Birmingham to be bombed, can we? Well, of course, death would be the worst thing for them. Or the best thing, depending on how you look at it. You are dastardly. Right? Cigarette, thank you. Right? We're through all this shit, and at the end of the show, it went, if you've been affected by any of the issues. And I was screaming, who the fuck's being affected by World War II? A radio play about kids being shipped off from Birmingham to the countryside. Why are they still playing that? And I don't know why it's fucked me off. I don't know why I'm going to be thinking about that all day. Like somebody in the fucking BBC office is going, that might trigger somebody.
Somebody might have had a train journey from Birmingham one time.
That might trigger somebody who still lives in Birmingham. Fair enough, now to think about it. I've been to Birmingham. Not Birmingham, no. No, I have been to Birmingham.
The Birmingham's our lovely place.
Did I ever tell you about the
Birmingham loves us.
The mistake my dad made when he was in school? When they were doing the nativity in school, and they were talking about Bethlehem, and my dad was like, my brother lives in Bethlehem, and it was Birmingham. and he was 14, 15, like it.
Yeah, don't start but
for an hour, I listened on the way up here. No.
Come.
No crying.
Come.
It'll be all right. Will it be all right, sir? Come. Have a cigarette. Brandy. What do you have in the cellar? This is the good times, 1939.
I was actually watching...
Food was plenty to smoke and drink.
I was actually watching It's a Wonderful Life.
Still haven't seen it.
Last night to get into the Christmas spirit.
Oh, the Christmas tree.
You forget about how innocent the time was of... Not innocent, but how much had to be not allowed to be said. Do you know what I mean?
I just always think, who spoke like that? I would love to go back in time to go to people on the street actually talk the way people in movies talked.
I think if you look at, especially Wonderful Life, there's some of the stuff, it's just, but if you bring it to the context of it, like, it was 1940 something, 47 or something. So it's really fucking early Hollywood. So it was so simple and so naive, and it was so, I can't, the girl loses her robe, hiding in the bush and all, and it's like, this whole dilemma is, oh my God, she couldn't be seen without wearing her bathrobe.
They say things like lickety split. I've never seen it. I don't know why. I think I'm at a point in my life if I couldn't take a show like that seriously.
No, do you know what happened to me? I think I was about your age. I was your age.
Just a long time ago. When it was filmed.
Yeah. not that long ago.
I remember seeing that in the talkies.
What I'm trying to say, within the last 10 years, I was same as you. I was like, I've never watched Wonderful Life. I no interest. I never. And then I don't know what took the notion. I thought, fuck it, I'm going to sit in it. Well, fuck.
Ball dries out.
Ball my eyes out of pure happiness, and I make it every year that I sit down and watch it.
I get like that with the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol is deadly too, now I have to say.
Yep.
Great. Fucking very underrated, actually.
Tiny Tim's crutch against the fire. Well,
Michael Caine's fucking
that
class.
Wee frogs fucked. We're Marley and Marley.
Scrooge is my favourite. Scrooge is my favourite Christmas. Bill Murray.
I've never finished that one.
Oh,
do you know what
it's Christmas Carol.
What I did start watching was the new one with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, right.
Didn't realise it was a full musical.
Oh,
and
I thought you were into that.
I like them live.
Oh, live?
Do you know what I mean? There's a different level of suspension of disbelief when it's live.
Hold on now.
If it's live, it's okay that everybody walks like that. But in a TV show, I go, or a movie, I go, how'd you set that up? How can you go from normal in an office to all of a sudden everybody's dancing and singing? At least when it's live, you go, this is the whole point of this is dancing and singing.
So only live. So explain the blaring out of the Audi TT of soundtracks. That's not live.
What?
When you would drive along and be blasting Hamilton and stuff. That's not live, but that's you.
Oh, I don't listen to that in the car. I've listened to it in the house I'm cleaning. And again, with Hamilton, you're listening to the live
version of it, right? Okay.
I'm not listening to the soundtrack of the movie. There is no movie yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yet.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Excited.
Grease, okay, fair enough. That's different.
Everybody loves a Megamix.
Everybody loves a Megamix. I'm not listening to Sandra Day and Beauty School Dropout and that shit.
No.
I'm just listening to one that I want. Ho, ho, ho. Honey. Did you hear Kirstie Alley's dead too?
I've seen that a while. Wild. I've
Sometimes you want
I've only
Look who's not
recently-
talking now. I'm raging about all joking aside, like Kirstie Alley was she was a fucking turbo babe
Yes.
back in the day.
My other podcast co-host, Mr. Mullen, his first ever proper love, was Kirstie Alley.
First time he shook the salt shaker.
Well, I never give that much detail, but I
met him, he has,
I figured it out.
Aye.
And he's heartbroken. Fucking heartbroken.
Do you remember the bit in Look Who's Talking where she still has the big pregnant titties and to put a scarf over him? That's got me through a few cold nights.
I texted the cunt this morning. I said, just after hearing about Kirstie and awful sorry if you're trying to wrote back. I was a wild tough wank this morning.
Even at 71, he'd be all fucking fired in quick while she's still warm.
Should be quite warm now. Have you seen her recently?
I liked it.
I liked it too. Now, I have to say.
Big old cuddly old mama. Like.
In recent times, probably about a year or so now, I've been watching Cheers from start.
Cheers! Right, I'm going to say this. Better than Seinfeld.
Okay.
I know people disagree with me. Now, have we had this debate in the podcast before?
I know you've had a dislike to Seinfeld.
I wouldn't say a dislike. I just don't really care. And I don't know if it's because
I really think you would love. I really think.
I've tried watching it. Like I've binged it. Like, but I equate Seinfeld to when I first saw Richard Pryor live in concert. I'd seen Eddie Murphy raw first,
right? Okay.
And I thought this guy's copied Eddie Murphy before I realized, it's the other way around.
Okay, right.
So I think for me, like the likes of sort of like Friends and all those different sort of sitcoms that have taken a lot from Seinfeld. When you go back to Seinfeld, I had to remind myself, this is the first one to do it. Whereas Cheers, I think is in a...
Cheers was more along the line of Friends than Seinfeld. Seinfeld always had that no hugs, no learning. There was no like resolve at the end of the episode. There was
but
no
it's also,
fucking
I think
moral.
with Seinfeld, there's a lot of really bad edits in it.
The first 6 episodes or 8 episodes, which probably compiles 3 seasons for some fucking weird reason.
Right.
They had 2 episodes in one season. They're pretty shit. They didn't know what they were doing. But see, when they get to 3 and 4, it's fucking. But Cheers, when I started watching, I forgot how long it was until she appears.
Yeah, she's only halfway through whenever...
It's like season 6 before she appears. So you have a load of Shelley Long the whole way through, but Norm is my fucking...
he's phenomenal.
Oh my God.
Even when Fraser pops up, Fraser's great.
Popped up deadly, yeah.
Because it's...
Even the coach was always great too.
Yeah.
Fucking
What'd you call Fraser's wife?
Lilith.
Yeah.
Like dark as fuck too. Like,
absolutely phenomenal. Like.
Yeah.
Do you ever see her whenever she's not Lilith?
No. Was it right?
Oh, sir.
Oh, Jesus.
Absolutely.
I need to get the old goggle.
Don't know
out
what to
for
do
that.
them. Toss salad and scrambled eggs. I know what to do. Toss some salad all over your back. No, tossing salad is different, isn't it?
That's different, yeah.
What's tossing salad getting bummed?
It's isn't it Ramen, isn't it? No.
Is it get your ass?
Yeah, it's Ramen.
Nev's like,
just toss your salad there.
I've got a couple of tongs in the house myself. What do you call it when you get your bum licked in your willy? Is it the rusty trombone?
It's the rusty trombone, isn't it? Yeah. Good
Who
times.
came up with that? Who came up with it and then who named it?
That's what I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
And it has to be done enough times for it to catch on that that's the name. Do you know what I mean? So how does the name get
and who
around?
leaves rust on it?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It could be that time of the month.
That's no rust. That'd be the poop. I would say it's the rust.
Oh,
Plus, who has a time of the month and a dick?
here, Mickey. It's 2022.
It's almost 2023. Huh?
It's a new word, my friend.
Now I'm going to have to go home and Google procedures. No, I know. I figured it out. I'm guessing. I just had a wee thought in my head there. Like, if you transition from female to male, do you still menstruate? And I thought, no, you give you drugs to stop that.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Yep.
Don't know why. For a brief second, I was like, almost like.
See, when you said rusty, I went orangey towards red of the spectrum of rust, and you went the brown, which is the appropriate level of the rust.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say. Like,
I went to.
You went. You're wrong hole.
Wrong
to
hole.
be honest with you.
Wrong hole.
If anything, that would be. I don't know. What would it be if you were? Well, you couldn't have a vagina. Well, you could if there's a hermaphrodite involved.
You could.
What would you call that? It wouldn't be a rusty trombone.
If you were
it would just be is that the pink oboe?
No,
Would that be the slippy flute?
it would be the leaky harmonica. You know what I mean? You'd be because if you're coming in from
I suppose it would be harmonica on a tuning fork.
And then you'd move the flaps side to side to get that.
We're grown men. That's disgusting. Excuse me, just burp. Have you watched any World Cup?
Yes.
I'm still boycotting myself.
You've been boycotting football now for quite a long time.
Long time. I don't agree with what
they do to
FIFA's done
to the balls.
Until racism was kicked out of it.
Yes, that's true.
I'm not fucking watching it.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
I mean?
don't mind it, but
Fucking sick of all these bloody darkies. No, there's. I was talking to Chris Kent about this last night because I've heard in the radio. Obviously now every year there's a World Cup or a Euros, whatever. Is football coming out? Mm-hmm. Is it coming out this year? And I've heard someone saying that are with a good chance this year, right, of winning the World Cup. And I'm in my head I went, but it's not the real World Cup because it wasn't in the summer. So if England do win, I don't think it counts.
yeah, it doesn't count. I don't think they'll beat France on Saturday. But again, as people know, listen to this podcast, my predictions are usually always
Very
wrong.
true. What time is that match at?
7:00.
When you're oh fuck.
I know. I don't know what to do, but I have decided that I'm sticking with the original 8:00 start because it at least keeps the. If I leave it too late,
Well, sure, by the time you get on, it'll be over, wouldn't it?
it'll be over, sort of thing. But you're also. I was waiting till the whole match was over, but you could go into extra time penalty. You could be another fucking hour on top of it. So no. Just has
Well,
to
all
go.
I would like
The
to
show
say,
must go on.
all I would like to say to anybody who's listening to, if you play for England, bon chance.
See, here's my problem. I get very torn in this one.
Don't like the French either.
Don't like what they did to us. They cheated to get us out of the World Cup last time. Ireland didn't get in because of fucking Henri's handball.
I mean, that's 10 years ago, easy, isn't it?
It's maybe 20, but I cannot forgive him.
I can't forgive them for giving up during the World War II.
Yeah, that's behind the handball thing. But yeah,
My granddad had to go over and sort them out. And him and the Ra. Sorry,
I always
Le Ra.
Lura. I don't know. I always like Tommy Tiernan's line about I don't mind the English. I just like to see them defeated in things like football and war.
Yeah,
which is deadly. But even the football thing is while it's fucking you're supposed to not like them. That's what culturally you're supposed to do is not like them. But it's the only team in the entire tournament that I know every single player in it. Every club they play for.
Yep.
What fucking foot they kick with because I follow the
well,
Premier League.
All left or Protestant. So I'm told.
Do you know what I mean? But then you're not allowed to see them do well. I
I'll
always
be
think it's
honest with
good for the league. The
there's
Premier League does well.
There's definitely
out of
been
it,
times when I've wanted England to win as well.
not even I wanted to win. It's just, but I don't hate them. I also know it does well for them. But if they lose in the final,
penalties, it's always the best. Like in the Euros, that was class. Did you see?
But rather than having to go through another 10 tournaments of hearing is football coming home, I just wish it would come fucking home at this stage. So then we won't have to ask that question anymore.
David Blaine and Frank Skinner must be in their fucking 60s now. Like in that.
Lightning Seeds, your boy who wrote it. Your boy who wrote it from Lightning Seeds hasn't fucking performed since. Didn't have to. Every fucking 2 years he's making a fortune.
Just change it to fucking 56 years of hurt. There's a new version.
Yeah. So you haven't watched any of it at all, then? No.
It was on the pub on Sunday night.
So you didn't watch
but
any of it.
man, I couldn't fucking see anyway.
I
might watch it on Saturday with this big TV.
Oh Jesus!
Stand on the edge of the fucking. Put me on, coach.
Stand with a water bottle. Here, that's.
Garçon, le ball.
Allez.
Canard.
Merde.
J'ai 12 ans. Où est la piscine? Bibliothèque. Maintenant, David Ginola. Thierry Henry. That's for you, that one.
I love it. And the handball con.
I haven't watched. I don't. I don't intend to. I might watch the final. And to be fair, I don't even usually really. I'll watch the odd game in the summer. And
It is very strange watching it a
it's not the
nighttime
same
match.
if you're not
and
wearing
it's-
shorts,
and-
like.
yeah, and it's dark.
Aye.
Normally, it's no matter what, even with the extra time and penalties, the match was finishing in daylight because
Aye.
it doesn't get dark till about 11 o'clock here. But so strange, it feels
Yeah.
like a fucking you're watching Champions League football all the time. Or
Can't
something.
can't get on board with it at all.
No.
And also, having been in the Middle East, I'm like, them poor critters must be roasting. I know they're blowing fans into the actual fucking.
I did think
they're
about
blowing
you.
fans into the ground. That's how they built the stadiums. Do you know what I mean? But I certainly think that. Yeah, I just feel like it'll be.
Did you hear the name of how creative they got with their names of stadiums and stuff?
No.
Oh, fuck. One of them's called Stadium 974.
Is that how many are under it?
Oh, fuck.
Right. Do you know the white lines in those pitches are the crushed up bones of slave workers? I'm boycotting it.
Yeah, them Indian migrant workers.
I'm taking my stand. That's not watching the World Cup.
I was thinking about you, but they were talking about Doha, and I was thinking, obviously, but you only went to the airport in Doha. You didn't
Yeah.
go out to the city or anything.
No.
Did you see any of the stadiums?
Saw them on the way in, yeah.
Right, okay.
On the way out, I saw fuck all because I was just going.
Because that is the thing, they built them stadiums. They were talking last night that apparently, is it Brazil, I think, is going to try and get the next World Cup or something, but whoever it is, or Uruguay, they're going to.
No, I'm not.
They're going to buy. You are a guy.
Depends who you're talking to. Hey, you're a fucking guy.
You're a guy.
Is that not a Yiddish word for? It's goyim.
Goyim.
Goyim. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
They're going to, because there's some of that 974 is built out of shipping containers. That's what the stadium is built out of, which is fucking and filled with I don't know. But
that is
Apparently
forward thinking. Like,
apparently-
yes, bring shipping container which is completely empty. Bring here, build.
so
Get back
apparently
in.
Uruguay is going to buy them, and they're going to build stadiums then for the next World Cup.
Fuck
Then,
me.
so trafficking flat out.
No, open that door.
So the way back from Uruguay, when they send them back, and there's like fucking 17 tons of fucking cocaine in each one
In the Middle East, I doubt it.
on the way back. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't care about it.
I'm not. I mean, again, it's because Ireland isn't in it. I don't really care, north or south. You know, not that.
When was the
There'll be
was the World
much-
Cup supposed to be 2020? Or no, Euros. It was supposed to be Euro 2020.
Euro
They did
2020.
Euros last year.
Yeah, the Euros were late,
Because
but the World Cup was always 2022.
Right. Okay.
But it should have been June 2022 instead
Absolutely.
of
And why wasn't it? It was just
because of timing of Qatar and the time difference and all that sort of crap. Allegedly. Don't know.
fucking it's all about that there, mate.
Because it was in Korea and Japan in 2002, so that was a mental when I was working in London in the bar at that time, and the Ireland games were 6 o'clock in the morning, and one of them was at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So I had I'm talking maybe 200-300 people in the bar who hadn't been home from Friday night,
Unreal.
and the shape of that, I'll never forget that football match. The shit and the vomit and the fucking just a mess you had to
Aye.
clean up after. And all by 9 o'clock in the morning,
Aye.
it was all done.
Day's work done.
Well, fuck, it was mental.
It's always a real. Like, there's always something about like when Ireland qualify for a World Cup or Euros. There's always that go like the first match. You're like, we get the beers,
aye.
and the first goal goes in against them, and you're like, ah, fuck. What's the point?
I always thought it would have partied on. Like, it wouldn't matter. Fuck. There's always an excuse to get to the pub to watch an Ireland game. But now you're like, there's nowhere
Aye.
to watch. Wales sort of were half egging on, but you're.
They've been hammered the whole time. With it.
I did nothing. No. Looks like
Sure,
England
that's
do
not
have a chance.
unusual.
I just don't see them beating France. But again, anything's possible in this World Cup. Nothing on paper matters. So fucking Saudi
That's it,
Arabia
mate.
beat Germany and fucking it doesn't make any sense.
Aye.
Or Japan beat Germany. Saudi Arabia beat who? I remember.
Japan beat Germany, which makes a difference in them teaming up. World War
Germany
II.
went out in the group stage like first
Did
time.
it? Good.
Yeah.
That's what they did to my granddad during World War II.
I can't remember who.
He's
I'll
back
probably
up
get
in
them.
French people.
Somebody's going to message now and go, no, it actually was such. But anyway, they went out when they weren't expected to. So
Good.
good for them.
No,
Oh, I know you don't give a flying fuck, like, but
don't care.
no.
Like even in the pub on Sunday, I don't even think I was going. Oh, like I usually join in to try and sound like a man.
I wouldn't join in if I was neutral in the game. If it was just a match on, I'd just watch it. Like,
No, I tend to try and just be a boy. Like yesterday, whenever I took my car to get MOT'd, did I tell you about this? No.
No.
took the car to the MOT, dropped it, like, got out of the car, and the guy that was testing, what do you call him, inspector?
The inspector, yeah.
Was like, oh, awful hard to keep a black car clean, isn't it? And I went, I know what they're like, fucking women, and pretended it wasn't my car, just because I sold out a woman who's never, like, no one, I'm the only person ever driven that car since I've got it. Fucking, yeah, bitches. Keep nothing right, me paying for it and all. Fucking slut. You smoke in here? Open a can of fucking Foster's. Morning beer. No in. Fucking right. See you again. Right, send a goal. What a time. Fucking right. Yeah.
Adrian Logan jumps out of the boot.
You want a bet? Good to see you, Logie, mate. It's your own time you're wasting.
Right, well, let's not waste anyone's time anymore.
Do you want to get a wee bit of lunch or something?
We will get a wee bit of
A wee bit
lunch.
of package. All right, thanks so much for listening. You know the crack. If you like the podcast, fucking like it on Apple Music and Spotify. Give us reviews. If you like
Thanks
it,
to everybody for Spotify Wrapped last week. Thanks for everybody.
Oh yeah, by the way, thanks very much. Fucking we're number one. If you like, you want to hear more shit, go to Patreon. We've got stand-up specials. We've got fucking the
Bonus
Just Rabbit and on
episodes,
bonus
and all that
episodes.
sort of
We've
stuff.
got quizzes. We've got fucking nudes. There's links to free chocolate. There's not.
No.
But I join the Patreon, and if you don't want to join the Patreon because it cost of living crisis, you don't have to.
You can get it for free on Spotify. Just make sure you
just
give us
get
a
it
wee
later.
review or a wee
Review.
click of the stars.
You know what I
Or
mean? Just and look
all
after
that
yourselves. Have a good Christmas.
Because
We'll see you next week.
there's no ads.
There's
here.
no ads.
There's no
There's no
sponsorship.
ads. There's no sponsors. I make
You
it
are
up.
the sponsors.
I make it up every week, and sometimes I don't even. Thanks very much. See you later.